Alexa, hi. This is your favorite Tio? You used to tell me that all the time. Um, Alexa, I'm not supposed to be communicating with you, with Mara, any of Blanca's family. Which is just, it doesn't make sense. She's the mother of Devin and Tyler. You're blood related. Mara is related by blood. This divorce stuff is just so over the top. And I just need to ask you, could you please, it's up to you. I have many recordings I put on go onto my YouTube, my videos. You can see some, scroll down to the bottom. There's videos of that. You remember you helped me with an open house at this big, beautiful house. I have a walkthrough of that. There's your Tia's brilliant idea explanation to save the world about moving Israel to Baja California. That's your Tia's idea. That's unbelievable. That's cool. And Alexa, I'm getting used to not saying Alexita because you're a big girl, I'm sure. Alexa, I'm not supposed to talk to you, communicate with you. Please don't tell Tia, your abuelita, your mom. Please don't tell anyone. Because if you do, that could spark Blanca. Spark. What do I mean by that? If Blanca finds out, or anyone finds out that I'm doing this, sending this to you, I could spend a year in jail. I don't want to, I'm not me contacting you. I'm not going to convince you of anything. I just don't want you to live out the rest of your life. I know how you feel about the marriage of Tia and I. You told me. You were pretty hurt that we were at the beginning. I still have the texts. I'm still appalled on how you got entangled into all that. You shouldn't have been involved, Alexa. You were over 18, but still, you weren't supposed to be involved in that. That recording, oh my gosh. That recording was basically nothing, because that was before we got back together. And I explain, if you could go onto my YouTube, my videos page, see the videos. I explain everything from my point of view, from what I lived, what Blanca showed me these 2+ years. I just don't want you to go through life thinking that your uncle and marriage is a bad thing because of Tia and I. It's still such an unbelievable, at the beginning when I was talking with you, and even before Mexico, I just thought we were going through a weird time. We were, oh my gosh. And I explain it. Please, when you can, watch the videos that I have on my YouTube. I mention you a few times. Alexa, I thought of you as my daughter. You are a very special person. You're a very special, amazing, smart person. Everyone knows it. That recording, I first heard it a month ago because I asked my brother Dan to call Mara. Dan has been in Mexico. You probably don't remember that. But Mara and Dan were very friendly when he was there. Pretty fun story. So I asked, Dan did call your abuelita. It's Mara to me. Sorry. Funny. And Mara, she was here a year ago, Christmas. I couldn't believe she was here. I actually stood up. I sat next to her and Mara on the couch. And I couldn't believe she was there. And I told Mara, I thought I would never, ever see you or talk to you again in my life. And she got up. She motioned to give me a hug. She did. She said, I love you. And I said, I love you too. My God. And then when Dan called her, she now has that recording. She played it to my brother. I explained in the videos why I said that. I never have treated or talked to Blanca ever in my life before that or since then. I know why I said it. I explain it. I don't want to explain it here. But everything is on those videos is beautiful, amazing stuff you're really gonna like about your Tia and us. I never talk bad about her. I never have. But you have to see to understand what I see, what I went through, the change. I can't say too much, Alexa, on this recording. Please listen to the videos. It's only beautiful stuff about your Tia and us. Amazing stories, stuff that you don't know, no one else knows because it's day-to-day stuff, and no one knows Blanca except me day-to-day. I'm the only one that knows her. I know her more than her mother, Mara, your mom, everyone, her friends, our kids combined. Naturally, we've been together for 33, 34 years. That's a lot of time together. Of course I'm going to know her. Every single thing about her. I'm the only one who does. And she's the only one that confided in me about her traumas. And she doesn't mention that to you. She doesn't mention a lot of stuff because of her traumas. Alexa, there was a big burden about her traumas. One was from the Lincoln crashing the car. I explained that in the videos. That trauma, she didn't tell me for over a year how traumatized she was. I couldn't believe it when she told me. I'm thinking, you were, baby, why didn't you tell me? I could have helped. I didn't say anything. Because it was already gone in the past. So then 3 weeks later, right before Mexico, she tells me about her younger trauma. How did she remember it after 33 years? The trauma from the Lincoln, crashing the car. It makes perfect sense. I've had a lot of time to piece all this stuff together. Alexa, I never knew about trauma over 2 years ago. I never knew about PTSD. I didn't know about PTSD mechanisms, which Blanca has. She needed it. It came about when she was younger. That's what helped her forget about it for 33 years. Never affected our family, our kids, all that time, until it did. I explain everything in the videos. There's stuff that you don't know, Mara doesn't know, because with her mechanism, I explain all this. I never knew about all this stuff until I do. Every single time that Blanca and I interacted together in the last 2 years, she's shown me every single facet, every angle of her mechanism. Her mechanism is now not helping her anymore. It's hard to explain right here. So that's everything. If you listen to the videos, I have it on YouTube for my peace of mind. Anyone on earth can go on my page and listen to my side, my point of view, what I saw, what I lived. There's nothing bad, nothing about your Tia. It's beautiful. Trust me when I tell you, you're gonna love the stories. You're gonna love your Tia even more. She's an amazing person. And the things I said, I know why I said it. I wasn't talking to her. Her mechanism, real quick. Now that I know that it's a mechanism, now that I know what it is, I've only seen it maybe 6, maybe 9 times in the 33 years of our marriage before that. Her mechanism protects her from anything from embarrassment, awkward situations, moments, to not getting a joke in English, to arguments, confrontation, to trauma. That's what it's designed for. It's a God-given mechanism. Everyone has one. I do. You do. Me, I always thought mine was never tripped, so to speak. Never activated. Blanca's was when she was younger. She needed it. It helped her very good. Very good that she didn't remember anything about what happened when she was younger. And I know what happened to her when she was younger. I was shown accidentally, not by her. It was clear. I know what happened to her. And I've told her I know. But when she's in her, I call it heightened state, when she gets, I know exactly when she is normal, sweet Blanca, and when she's being managed by her mechanism. I can see it in her eyes. I can see it when I hear her. If something doesn't make sense or not related to what we're talking about, that's her being managed, because her mechanism voices for her, manages situations for her. And I don't want to get into that here. But Alexa, please watch it. And then there's more stuff about your mom doesn't know about your family, which is you, Alexa, have no idea how special you are. How special Devin, Tyler, your mom, your abuelita, Tia, everyone, Rebora Cotero, descendants from Blanca's parents. are extremely special people. It's in there, but I don't want you to go. It's quite a few hours. There's over a 3 hour one, a 2.5 hour one. So I'm going to tell you now, because you need to know, you deserve to know what this is about your family, how special you are. Devin knows. Tyler, I tried to tell him, but it's a long story. I can't explain that. But your mom knows. It started from the Friday and Saturday night before Bad Sunday, we call it. And I explain what I know, what I saw, and what I've told Rosa this. Imagine if Blanca and I were video recorded from above, say God's point of view, God's lens, and it was played back to us, and Blanca and I were watching it. Anyone would watch it. Blanca would watch it played back over our 2.5 years. She would think, oh my God, that's really what happened? It's amazing. Alexa, Blanca is very special, unique person. It was brave, very brave, for her to confide in me about her 2 traumas. Studying this, because I had to. Devin has had to study this because of anxiety, trauma mechanisms, PTSD mechanisms. Devin has even studied it, but he doesn't really understand it because he thinks when his mom is acting like this, I call it acting, it's not acting, because Blanca doesn't know about her mechanism. She's not supposed to know. That's the beauty of the mechanism originally. Blanca doesn't know what it says and what it does. It's hard to explain. I'm sure you get it. You're a smart girl. I just went onto your Instagram for the first time tonight because I needed to figure out how am I going to send this to you, because I don't want you to grow up thinking marriage is a very bad thing. It's not. It's beautiful. Blanca is an amazing person. She's beautiful. You're an amazing person. I don't want you to feel bad about marriage, about me, about Blanca, Tia, and I. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that. It's very difficult for me, from what I've been through. Okay, her mechanism. She doesn't know that she has a mechanism, and now recently she's put in writing that she doesn't know she has a trauma, or 2 of them that she confided in me. Alexa, it's even possible from the Lincoln accident she may have a trauma. I mean a concussion. We never talked about that. After Mexico, our pastor, he's from Mexico too. The church that I volunteered to go to church, and we did. Back up, I'm sorry. The recording. That recording was basically nothing. Because when we got back together, if that recording was an issue, would Blanca have texted me October 28th after our first hearing, the first divorce, that we never did divorce? If that recording was an issue, she never would have texted me. We never would have gotten back together. We never would have dissolved in writing the proceeding of the first divorce. We did. We signed a document, no divorce. We never were divorced before. And Blanca, when she's managed, when she's with her family, her friends, I've seen it. Oh my God. She puts on airs. That's a little thing. Puts on airs. What that means, you may not know. You may. I don't know. Putting on airs is that she makes it to her friends. I've seen it. She's so cute when she does it. Oh my God. When Mara was here last Christmas, she put on, I was that close to saying, Blanquita, you're putting on airs. Don't do that. It doesn't look good on you, baby. But I didn't want to say that. But she doesn't, and her mechanism is the opposite of her. Look it up. You can if you want. Her mechanism manages her. Her mechanism has a job. Her job is to protect her from feeling bad, from being embarrassed. Her mechanism is the opposite of Blanca. Doesn't have her grace, her care, her love, her heart, her soul. It's got a job to do. It's got to be tough. And whenever she says, in the recordings, I tell you all the fun stories where she tells me the opposite stuff. Oh my God. For instance, about how special your family is. She hasn't told Mara. She knows how special. Because after Mexico, I did talk to her at one time for a couple hours. We were in a store, and I asked her, did you know about your dad? She goes, no, Darren, I didn't know about my dad. It's pretty cool. I know I'm getting off track. Her dad, Friday and Saturday night before Sunday, we were talking in the living room, everyone. And I just want to let you know that was the pinnacle, the highlight of my happiness. Because the next day, Sunday, everything went downhill to this day right now, where I'm at right now. I'm strong. My will is so strong, Alexa. I've fought. I didn't think I would ever have to fight this hard in my entire life. Never would I thought I would need to, but I have. Since May has been the biggest fight I've ever been in my life. And Blanca doesn't know. And about the recording again. I explained it in the videos. We got back together after that recording. Then I was invited by your mom to come to Mexico with very beautiful words. I have the text of your mom inviting me, even though she had surgery. I didn't plan to go to Mexico. I was going to go to our emergency room where my two surgeons I know who love me, I love them. I got a very special relationship with my doctors here. That was my plan until your mom invited me with beautiful words saying, "Come, we love you. Alexita and Mara and I will take care of you with the doctors, and your family will take care of you," with beautiful words. "We love you." I almost cried, Alexa, by how nice your mom was to me. So that's why I went to Mexico. We went to Mexico. When I hugged you and Mara and Alex, I couldn't believe that was happening. That was very special. Those 2 days were amazing. I told your tia, when we're with Polo, your tio was driving, just enjoying the food and the fresh air and how everything was going. That first time we had dinner and the second night we had dinner, I told Blanca, I said, "This is the most family feeling I've ever felt in my life." That was very special. With all you there at Polo and Terry's house, that was very special. And then Saturday we were watching videos and having fun, and the next day was just extremely unfortunate. I saw what was going on. I was shown a lot. And I explain, I'm not going to get into it here. It's nice. Everything's okay. But I explain all that. Okay. So if that recording was an issue, your mom wouldn't have invited me, would she now, Alexa? And then since then, Mexico, and then we got the official divorce. August 31st was our last hearing. 3 weeks later, just like the first time, Blanca texts me. Says, "Hey, I'm moving into a smaller apartment." Of course, I said, "Do you need some help?" She goes, "Seriously?" I go, "Of course. What do you think I am?" And from that day, I immediately went over there, was showered and got over there, and it's like nothing happened. She was amazing. And I'm sure she never told anyone. She didn't tell Tyler, she kept that a secret. But we were together for 2 days, and then many times she was amazing for 1 week. And then we went and she would answer every one of my texts, every one of my calls. We went to IHOP and ate and hung out and watched TV and drove around and had ciggies and talked, and for a whole week. And it's in there when we traded in the cars, the black car that she was gonna buy. She test drove it, but then her mechanism kicked in. She was so amazing. That whole time, I'm not going to get into that. But if that recording was an issue, she never would have invited me. We've had a very nice relationship since September 21st of 23. A year ago, September of 2023, all the way up until end of March of last year, 2023. No, 2024, sorry. I haven't seen Blanca since April. No, actually I saw her 3 times since April. I explain all that. Alexa, you're gonna be amazed when you hear and understand this. This PTSD, this trauma stuff is no joke. It's nothing. It is very powerful. I wouldn't imagine this in a million years, why this would happen to us. And I explain that too. It's basically I'm her mechanism. I explain again. Sorry, I have to repeat that. Please listen, watch the videos. I'm basically, when she's in her heightened state, I'm her mechanism's nemesis. Anything I do good, or anything good about me and her together, or our relationship, her mechanism makes that a negative and spins it, makes it sound bad. Usually when she compliments me, even after the second time after the real divorce on August 31st, she would compliment me almost every day that we were together. What I was wearing, how I looked, whatever. She taught me how to, because I have one white eyelash. She taught me how to use mascara to make it look better. But she would comment on stuff like that, just very nicely. But I can tell when just what she says and what she doesn't say. When her mechanism, I can tell she does not compliment me. She won't look at me. Nope. Her mechanism will have none of that. Bad Darren. I see it all the time. You're going to be amazed when you understand the mechanisms, all this stuff, and it may help you. It'll help you. I could actually write a book on anxiety, trauma, stress, fear, PTSD, of what I've learned, what Blanca has shown me. She has shown me every single thing about what her mechanism is. She showed me what it is, what it does, what it can do, and she's shown me what it has done. Her mechanism has devastated us. From gun day, started all this, Alexa. It makes perfect sense when you listen to everything that I saw. And I swear the best analogy, metaphor, is if God, from his eyes, played it back to us, Blanca would be, oh my gosh, I don't like that. Darren, you can get rid of it? Yes, baby, I can. How? Because you showed me, you told me how to get rid of it. I know exactly. I'm the only one, Alexa, that can get rid of this mechanism forever, the rest of her life. Forever, she will never need to rely on her mechanism ever again. Because her mechanism makes the decisions for her too. I explain it. You listen and watch. You will be amazed, Alexa. It'll help you with relationships, with friends, in the rest of your life once you read this, hear this. It's a lesson. I wish I knew about this from your age. Of course, that's not possible. It's called life. You live it. And I lived it, Alexa. Wow, I paid the price. And Blanca's paid the price of what she's been through. I talk about this too. And everything in that recording is basically, now that I've heard it 4 or 5 times since Mara played it to my brother Dan, I thought to myself, how did I get to that frame of mind to talk like that? How? I've never spoken to her like that ever before, and I never have since. Oh my God, it sounded bad, I know. Sorry, my leg is hurting. It sounded bad, but I know why. I was basically talking to her mechanism. The things I said about what she was saying, how we got to that point. Your mom knows about it. She helped us from a few years before, where her mechanism, of the few times that I've ever seen it, all these times being married, it's only surfaced, I think I said 6, maybe 9 times. Most of them were very minor. There was only 2 big times that really caused a multi-day blow up, mix, just a bad. It's not bad. We dealt with it. It was nothing at the time. It was just, now that I know it's a mechanism, that was the mechanism. And I talk about it, and your mom helped. Your mom helped us amazingly. But her mechanism was back then, when she jumped out of the Trailblazer. You can't tell your mom about this because I don't want to say. The recording, her mechanism uses that basically as a weapon. I explained that because everyone has heard it. That recording is devastating me, and she knows it. To my clients, people I know, my friends, it's pretty bad, Alexa, what she's doing with that recording, letting everyone hear it when it was never an issue before. Because when we got back together, we talked for days and weeks. We gave each other freedoms. You don't know about this, and she will never tell you this. There's no reason to. But in one day, we gave each other freedoms to do, go, say, where, when, whatever each other wanted. We gave each other freedoms. Basically, like a cherry on top of being married. Like the best wedding, best marriage ever. To where whatever she said, that's her prerogative, and I wouldn't have to complain about it or nothing. And we did it. We proved it. It was amazing what we learned when we got back together. Because when the day she came back to me, changed my entire outlook, Alexa. Where we erased each other's boundaries and, I don't like to go to this church now, and then I don't like to go to that party, that house. We talked about all of that. We got rid of our egos. We talked about trauma. We talked about anxiety. We talked about depression. We talked about how to get out of an anxiety. And that thing I mentioned in the recording, when I told her, don't be an innocent bitch, I was talking to her mechanism, because I've seen her mechanism, like I told you, is the opposite of Blanca. Because when she jumped out of the Trailblazer, none of the stuff she was complaining made sense, had nothing to do with what we were It wasn't even a fight. It wasn't an argument. It was just a blow up. It was her mechanism kicking in. And I explained that. And you're going to be shocked of what she said, because she was shocked when I reminded her what she said on her 30th anniversary. So that's what we were talking about in the recording. I was basically attacking her mechanism. And the mechanism is simply a poison pill. To make it easy for... Okay, so it's understood. None of this. I will never, ever be pissed, be mad, angry at Blanca. I never have been. I never will. She knows that I've told her many times. And all that's in there. Even right now. I am not angry at her. I should be. My manager, Shirley, she knows Blanca. She knows more about Blanca than anyone else, other than me. I gotta be careful what I say. Because there's nothing, I mean, not that it's gonna make Blanca sound bad. It doesn't. Nothing will ever make Blanca sound bad, look bad. None of this is her fault, Alexa. She didn't ask for what happened to her when she was younger. She didn't ask for this trauma, this mechanism. She didn't ask for it. She didn't choose the mechanism. It's automatic. Automatic. The word automatic is in the definition of mechanism. It's God-given. She didn't choose it. It's naturally. I'm sorry, I'm kind of trying to focus, but I just want you to be awesome. I don't want you to be hurt because of us, because of me, because of that recording. I want you not to be hurt by this, Alexa. That's why I'm trying to tell you all this. This is life. And about friends. I talk about this. If you have and this is what happened, what started all of this in April. This has happened to us 4 times now, to Blanca and I, of her mechanism going way, not uncontrolled, but to this extent. She's never been this hardcore. Hardcore meaning severe, final, very absolute. Never has she been this way. And and it started because her friend Gina. I asked her, I showed her these pictures, these black and white. That's all in there. I don't want to make this long, okay? I'm just so concerned of you. I was very upset when I found out you were involved in this or told about and entangled in all of this. Very upset. Okay. Trying to focus. Blanca's parents. Saturday or Friday night, we were in Mexico. Someone started talking about Cotero. No, I started hearing stories about Ray Bora. I never heard about Blanca's only told me that her dad was tall, blue-eyed, and light-skinned. Never talked about, never told me what he did for work, for his career, only that she was 4 years old when he passed, and he died, and he was 15 years older than her mom. That's all I ever knew about Raybora, her dad. Knew everything about Kotero. Why? Because when something Diaries with Anne Hathaway, where she's a princess in a movie, Princess Diaries, I think in 2007. That's when Blanca asked me, hey, let's get an ancestry DNA test. We did. She's 62% Spanish blood, 13% Basque. Basque. Remember, no, I better tell you now. Basque is a region in France. I recently had a passenger driving Uber. I couldn't detect what they were speaking, and so I asked them, and she said, we're speaking Basque. Which your mom is 13%. It's the most below Spain. Spain is Spanish royal blood, Alexa. You probably knew her grandfather was a duke in Santander. Okay, I had to research all this years ago. We did the ancestry DNA. She's 62% Spanish royal blood. All of you are. Only by we know about what her mom. Okay? And so that night we were talking, I heard your mom turns to me and says, Darren, you have that ancestry DNA? I said, yeah. So I texted it to her. She texted it to all of you in the living room. You guys were talking about Kotero. I already knew about it. Sorry, getting thirsty. I don't drink anymore. Alexa, I don't have a single chemical in my body. I don't even have a baby aspirin. Alcohol. I still smoke a little bit. And I only started because of Blanca. And you don't know that story. Beautiful story about that. You don't know the beautiful story of how we met. Hollywood can't write the story of how we met. And it's in the videos. It's beautiful. Our marriage is a Hollywood story. I tell passengers, they ask me, so you've been here for 34 years, you're married, right? Because I still wear my wedding ring. Why wouldn't I? Blanca put it back on my ring the day after we got back together. She noticed it was on the other hand because I thought I would never see her again at that time. She goes, let's fix that. She took the ring, put it on the correct finger. She held my hands and she prayed. It's beautiful. But she doesn't remember that. She remembers it, but her mechanism, when I reminded her of it, when before the divorce, a week before the divorce, she denied it. She goes, no, I didn't do that. And she complained about 5 things that were awesome before we got divorced, because her mechanism was in full force. She wouldn't look at me. She was just, oh, we have to translate for Darren. We have to translate for Darren. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Her mechanism used to be cute. It hasn't been now. Her mechanism is the extreme opposite of Blanca. To me. And I'm not the only one that sees it, Alexa. It's gonna happen to whoever she's with. I guess she's married to some other guy. I talk about all that. you're going to be very interested in hearing. She didn't bring him to Mexico, I know. She never brought him to Walmart or Sam's, I know. There's a reason. It's okay. It's okay, honey. What she's going through, Alexa, I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I've been trying to get to her, to tell her, to get her rid of that mechanism. I'm very concerned, Alexa. It's all in the videos. Please watch it. Listen to it. And if you have, I'm going to offer this. You're an adult. You're a big girl. I'm an adult. I know I could get in trouble. But if you have any questions about any of it, text me. Because you're going to have questions. It's pretty cool stuff, Alexa. And about her friend that started all of this. I'm going to tell you real quick. Last February, we were in our office together. I gave her 2 pictures, black and white, from 1988. They were been in my wallet for 30 years. Looked at them once in a while when I was cleaning out. But I gave them to her. I showed them. I said, baby, hey, when's the last time you seen that? She picked it up. She looked at it. She goes, I didn't feel pretty back then. Or I felt ugly back then. Are you kidding me? ¿Por qué? By who? Who wouldn't tell you you're pretty? No, before that, I go, why? ¿Por qué? She goes, no reassurances. That casually. I go, baby, no reassurances from whom? Who wouldn't tell you you're pretty? The pictures are amazing. So from those 2 pictures, I went and asked one of her best friends, who I know very well. She knows me. Gina, Blanca needs one of her friends to talk to her, offer to talk to her about her no reassurance. And I didn't realize, I didn't piece together the puzzle of her having a mechanism. Because I had to figure out, okay, the Lincoln trauma happened before the divorce. And she told me about her younger trauma after the Lincoln trauma, but before Mexico. I had to piece all this together, Alexa. I've seen every facet of her mechanism, every angle. I know when it's gonna heighten. I can tell it, I can feel it, I can see it in her eyes, and I can hear what she's gonna say. Because she starts getting nervous, that's when her mechanism jumps in to take over, to help. That's its job. That's it. Her mechanism's only job is to help her, protect her. So instead of, and I sent those pictures to her friend Gina. So instead of offering to help, she goes to Blanca, says, Blanca, Darren, and I told Blanca, I warned her, your friends do not want to offend you, Blanca, because they want to be your best friend, your bestie. They're not going to say stuff that you don't want to hear. And it happened. Gina tells Blanca, Darren is sending me pictures of you and telling me things about you that I don't think is true. Oh my God. That's what started all of this, Alexa. To where she fired off a text, a very final text. I showed it to Devin. I said, Devin, Read this. Does this sound like your sweet mom? Devin reads and he goes, no. She sent me a text too. Like, tell your dad not to follow me around and stalk me and this and that. And Devin's response, and I told her this at one time. Devin said, Mom, bullshit. You're going to be back here next week, just like you do every week. Devin doesn't like it. He wants nothing to do with us. Just like he did, as you remember, when you were here. You and your mom were here. He's like that again, Alexa. He was traumatized when you were here. That's why he said all those unbelievable things that you heard Blanca read in the text. And Devin is still very upset at her that she read it out loud. Devin is so embarrassed that she read that to you and with your mom and you. And Tyler was right behind me. Devin has a trauma. I don't know why. I think it's from his girlfriend. Right now. So is Tyler. Everyone in our three families, meaning including Rosa and Edith, are directly affected from her mechanism. It has devastated me. Absolutely devastated me, Alexa. Enough about me. It's not about me, it's about her. Okay? I'm a big boy. And I explain all this. But I have to tell you about her dad, your abuelita. I think. Your great abuelita. No, it'd be your abuelita. No, your great-grandfather, sorry. So, Rebora Cotero. You guys were telling me stories that I never heard about the Rebora side. Stuff about back in the 1800s, early 1900s when her dad was young. Stuff I was like, that's cool stuff. I love history. I love Fort Worth here. And I was fascinated by the Rebora stories. So when I got back to the United States, I did some more studying, researching Rebora. Ancestry DNA. Alexa, what I found is her dad is more important than her mom is to the Spanish royal family, the bloodline. Okay, Spain used to be the most powerful country in the world. That's why you hear about Spanish doubloon, Spanish gold, Spanish pieces of 8, all that. And they still, to this day, even though they're not as rich, protect their family bloodline at basically any cost. So what I found, and I told Blanca, I sent it to her. She may still have it in her email. There's a page, and I can't find it anymore. The internet has been lacking since then. I could tell on his page of Ancestry, on his family tree, his name was blurred out, and then I could see the date through the blur. I know that's her dad, Yampayas Rebora. Clearly, that was his listing, but the information was blurred out. And then on 20 people of his ancestry, of his tree, every one of them born in Mexico DF. Born. Their current address, of either if they're dead or alive, their address, current or last address, is in Cook County, Illinois. I was born in DeKalb, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. Chicago is in Cook County. DeKalb is basically considered Cook County also. So all of her dad's relatives, not all of them, mid 20 on one page, all have addresses in Cook County, Illinois, the county I was born in. When I tell that to passengers and people, they go, "Are you kidding me?" That's very cool. That's destiny, along with destiny of how we got married. When I tell people how we met, I explain it. You'll hear it. It's beautiful. I never said never. She has told Shirley, her mechanism tells Shirley things that never happened. She told Shirley that we went to Mexico for my drug and alcohol problem. Not true. I went because she was very proud that I stopped taking testosterone injections on my own. I stopped cold turkey. That's why I became sick. That's why I had to go to Mexico for treatment. And she took care of me very well. She was awesome. Of course she was. She was amazing, took care of me. Before Mexico, in Mexico, but just before the August 31st divorce, she goes, "Oh, Darren's sick. I'm like, what? Oh my God. I'm sorry. She can be so cute. Oh my God. But her mechanism is the opposite, makes it everything good sound negative. Just so you'll understand that. And another thing, when I found out about your dad, that he's more important to Spain than her mom. That's pretty amazing. So basically, her parents were an arranged marriage. Makes sense for the 15-year age difference. They're both Spanish royal blood. Pretty cool. And I told Devin, when I first told him, I said, "Devin, you know about how mom's basically a princess. Alexa, you are too. Yeah, it's in your blood. It's your birthright. And there's benefits to it, Alexa. Very good benefits for you. For Jorge, which would be your uncle, Alex's brother in California. For your mom. Alexa, I called the Spanish embassy back after we got back from Mexico because everything I read. Your birthright. Blanca can too. Just call the Spanish embassy. In Spain, in Mexico, I don't know if Mexico has one. I'm sure they do. Tell them Ray Bora Cotero. Basically, that's how simple it is. They're going to know your name, who you are, Ray Bora, especially Ray Bora. So I told Devin after I found out about her dad, how special he was. You gotta ask you gotta think, why doesn't my mom, Alex, your mom, why doesn't Blanca or Polo know any of this about their dad? It was instructed the kids were not supposed to know. No one knew. The only one did was her mom. Knew how special he was to Spain. And then at the time, after Mexico, I'm the only one alive because her mom's already passed away. I was the only one who knew about this. And her mechanism, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to I don't know if I'm getting it across, but her expressions are so cute. I'm a guy, maybe I can't reenact it. But she basically, just in her mind, she's not gonna tell Mara about her dad. Because it's good. Probably because I found out, right? Makes sense. Being the opposite. Oh, not to distract. You don't know about the patent, do you? The purse patent. It's on my Facebook. You can go on my Facebook. It was basically because of her. She's very proud of it. Because she was showing me purses in a store. Because of that, I came up with a joke. Wouldn't it be cool if you... Wouldn't it be cool if you open your purse and it automatically lit up inside? She goes, zip it and throw away the key. She'd give me that motion. I go, you're kidding me. You never saw that before. She goes, no. So I went straight to an attorney, got us protected of the idea, paid the fee. We ended up getting the patent we paid for it, protected, before we went to Mexico. Because we had the money. We just closed on our house. I have the images, the beautiful images of the purse. And guess who I talked to just yesterday? Milan, Italy. Prada. I've talked to Balenciaga, very famous purse maker in Spain. And she denies, since Mexico, she wants nothing to do with the purse. If it's successful, the money, the income being nothing to do with the purse. And I tell people, ask me, and I just say, what woman, young girl playing with Barbies to a college girl to women our age, who wouldn't want to run their own fashion company? No one. But her mechanism prevents her from doing that. To disown, and it's her initials and my initials as the company logo. BMZDZ. It's going to be on every purse. And I've told this to Shirley. Now I have to get it. I have to do this all myself. So I told Shirley. Now, because she's very protective. When I gave her that idea about the purse, when she comes up with a new design or a idea for a belt or something, or fix her hair or a pin or whatever, she comes up with an idea. And then within weeks, all of a sudden we're in the mall or out at Walmart, and she was like, I just thought of that 2 weeks ago. She's like, oh my God, someone like took my idea. And that's one of her biggest pet peeves. It's very annoying to her, of course. So I said, could you imagine if, I don't know when this purse is going to be worldwide. We're told by many people, every woman on the planet's going to want to own this purse, Alexa. Could you imagine it's whatever in the future, she's going to go to a store, whatever country, whatever state that she's in, she's going to be walking in, see a BMZ DZ purse that lights up and has lights on it, facing forward, facing down, and it lights up inside. That's our patent. It's very cool. It's very beautiful. So she's going to be in a store with whoever she's with, see it. How do you think that's going to mess with her mind? It's very disturbing. And then go to a friend's house, even in Mexico, and someone's walking around with BMZDZ on the side of the purse that lights up. She's not going to take that very well, Alexa. And that's the damn trauma, the mechanism. God, and then she goes to a friend's house, and then there's a BMZDZ purse sitting on the table. And she's probably thinking, I thought that was that's so tragic, so unfair. Oh my God. To her, she didn't ask for this, Alexa. None of this is her fault. Ay. I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for us. She doesn't deserve this. I don't deserve this. Please, I'm gonna stop now, okay? Alexa, I love you. I always will. I love your mom. I love Mara, Polo, Terry. I love my family. I don't care about this silly thing called divorce. It never mattered the first time to us. Because Blanca had the freedom and the chance to call me. To say, Darren, is this for real? In a text she showed the October 28th. Is this for real? Do we still have a chance? Or do you want nothing to ever do with me? Please be straight with me, she says. I said, baby, I'm right here in the garage. Come home. She did. We got back together. Beautiful. But I never got that chance, Alexa. I never got that chance to ask her. It sucks. I never got that chance. And ever since, I've been beaten, stripped of everything. I don't have an apartment. I can't work. I spent 21 days in jail. 3 separate times. Not because of her mechanism, because her mechanism allowed it. I can't work. I've lost everything. My furniture, everything. Because of her mechanism. It's devastated my social life, my friends, my work. How I'm still walking and breathing, I don't know. I'm not gonna quit. please watch the videos. You're gonna want to listen to every one of them, maybe more than one time. I'm very concerned. It looks like you're doing good, but I don't know. I didn't know how bad it would hurt Blanca. If I knew someone would tell me this was going to happen 3 years ago, I would have thought, God, you're crazy. If someone would have told me this would have happened in 33 years before I got married, I would have thought, are you kidding me? I'm not going to get married. Sounds like a horrible time. But no. We fell in love. I fell in love with her. I chose her. She chose me. Her family chose me. Polo told me that Saturday night before Sunday. On the way back to the house, her and Blanca were talking about how we met, the cool story. How my dad, 5 years before I met her, was at Rosa's wedding. No, Edith's wedding. My dad was in love with Blanca. For 5 years, it's all I heard about was this beautiful, fun girl named Blanca in Mexico. My dad would, when a friend would come over, my dad would put in a videotape of his 5 sons, only one of them, the oldest one's married, his marriage, put in the video for a friend. But he would fast forward the wedding to the reception where Blanca was always, that he filmed her. It's like, oh, look at that girl. She's so fun. She's so pretty. This and that. For 5 years, all I heard about was this girl, Blanca, Blanca, Blanca. I'm going to tell you this story. It's beautiful. It's fun. Finally, which turns out to be 1988, the year before we met. The same year as those 2 black and white pictures that she took. Ironic. It was Thanksgiving. We were all the boys and my sister were at my dad's house. My dad starts talking about this girl Blanca again. I said, Dad, enough about this girl Blanca. I make $3 an hour. I pump gas for a living. I'm never going to go to Mexico. I'm never going to speak Spanish. I'm never going to go meet this exotic, beautiful girl, Blanca, like your son Dale did with Edith. Because that was the whole thing. Dale married this. He's way older than us, way older than me. So being at that age, even a teenager, oh, Dale married this exotic woman in Mexico. In Acapulco with palm trees. That was our idea. Well, I finally said, Dad, enough about this girl, Blanca. I'm never going to go there. Jeez. And when he would talk about it, my mom is standing right there, and my mom would go, she's pretty cool. And that's why I was surprised when she took those pictures to reassure herself that she was pretty, because no one else would tell her she's pretty. Alexa, that's a symptom of a trauma, a person experiencing trauma. It's low self-esteem. That's what that is. And I didn't know it at the time, but I had to learn that. Oy, I'm sorry. About your birthright, Alexa. You can contact Spain. Might help if Mara calls. But because the Rebora name. Maybe you could do it. I'm sure you could do it yourself. I actually could have done it when we were married, when I did, because we never got divorced until last August. So that's why I called Spain. I read and told I could call as her husband. Call Spain, tell them who Rebora Cotero. They know exactly who he is. His name. They would have delivered the next day to her doorstep international passports issued by the Spanish government, by the embassy, and backed by the country of Spain, to where she could throw away her Mexican, her American passports, her United States driver's license. She can throw all those in the garbage. That international passport, if she gets pulled over for a speeding ticket in the United States, don't need no driver's license anywhere in the world. She can go into any airport with that passport. Go across any border with protection from Spain. Everyone knows. Do not mess with Spain to this day. They're not the biggest army. It's just respect. And I talk about this in the video. It's pretty cool. And Alexa, and Blanca knows this too. Your birthright of being Spanish bloodline. The government, you have benefits. Unlimited health, dental, paid for by the government, probably by the family. It's very special, Alexa. You have no idea. And Devin knows all this. And I just told him, Devin, it's not going to change your life. I mean, if we did that, but at the time I told him, Blanca was not wanting to really hear about it. Even though she understood. But insurance is so important to her, and her mechanism just blocks that potential, that idea. That she can have unlimited health, dental, you name it, surgeries. That's so important for her. And it's going to be important for you, for Mara. And there's even more that I can't say because it's so it's so not believable that I don't want to say. I don't want to sound loco. So I'm not going to say it. But it's even better than what I'm telling you, Alexa. You're very special. People from Mexico are special. With the research that I did, and I've told Hispanic passengers what I've learned in the research, 95% of people born in Mexico have 1, 2, up to 3 royal bloodlines in their body. Aztec, Mayan, and Spain. Your mom has majority, and you do, of Spanish. Not just one from her mom, double. You're double special, Alexa. That's pretty cool. Not many people can say that on the planet, now can they? And I could never tell you. God, I wanted to tell everyone. I wanted to tell everyone about the purse because Blanca was so proud of it. Oh my God, she was proud of that patent because it was basically because of her showing me purses. Again, I am concerned for you. Because what you told me when you first texted me, I was very. Why does she know about this? Why'd they have to bring her into this? But marriage is beautiful, Alexa. If you only you can make it. Choose the right person. Ask questions like Blanca did when we first met. She asked the right questions then. Who is Darren Zorn? I remember we were on the way to Guadalajara on a bus with Keita. She asked me the right questions. With this guy now, she hasn't asked him anything. I know, I promise. Because if she did, she wouldn't be with him. I've met the guy. I shook his hand. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've interacted with him quite a few times. He's not who she thinks he is. I'm not going to get into that. It's in the videos. But all this is just, all of this, 2+ years, is of, from, for nothing, basically. Of nothing that actually really happened. It's her mechanism. Reacting. Unbelievably exaggerated. Gun day. She wasn't there, Alexa. That wasn't her when she came out in the garage and saw my gun in my hand, which I just emptied and cleared. Like I do 10 times a day, like Tyler does every time he picks up his gun. We're trained, know how to handle a gun. She just happened to walk out in the garage, saw me clearing my gun. Oh my God, you have a gun in your hand. I'm calling the police. I thought, Blanca, it's the same gun that you take from under my pillow every morning when you make the bed and put it onto the side of the dresser next to the bed. It was totally exaggerated. Her mechanism. That was all her. And her mechanism was there in Mexico. From Saturday morning on, Alexa. I watched everything she did. None of it made sense. I had to pull her aside a few times, baby. Why? What? Because I didn't know it. Nothing made sense. But it happened. It's life. It's in the past. But I'm still affected. Oh my God, you have no idea. The stuff I've been gone through, the stories that I have, oh my God. And Blanca doesn't know. No idea. And if she knows that I'm doing sending you this, if she just heard about it, she would call her and not her. You understand, right? She wouldn't, but her mechanism. Blanca would hear this news. She'd heighten and spark. Sparking means triggered, so to speak, however you want to say it. Her mechanism would jump in and get on the phone and tell her attorney. Attorney would call the court, whatever, police, issue a warrant for Darren Zorn. They've done it to me 3 times. Not just because of her name. Blanca's never called the police on me. Never. I was the one that told her to call the police. I can count at least 5 times. Because I knew they would help us. Because she would, at the time she would be triggered, I could see it. And every time at her apartment, they would talk to her because she's so, I can see it when it's her being managed. The police would be sitting there talking to her, 2 officers, getting her story, and they would come over to me and say, Mr. Zorn, is she okay? They're like, she just told us her husband is single. That doesn't make sense. I go, I know, she's okay. Don't worry about it. That's been 4 times now. Police, after talking to her, because she never makes sense, because it's her mechanism talking, voicing for her. 4 times. The police have asked me, is she okay? Very concerned about her. To the last time we were at Sam's. The officer, I talked to him later, it's the story, all these stories, Alexa. I'm trying to get used to pronouncing your name Alexa. It's pretty. Instead of Alexita, like I'm used to. But I talked to that officer at Sam's in the parking lot. She doesn't remember it, but it's on security video. And the time that I saw her in Walmart, that's on security video too. If I can get her to look at that security video, if she saw that video, she would see the difference of like, okay, that's me, but then she would think, who's that? Oh my God, that's me? It's very distinct difference, Alexa. It's amazing. And again, if she saw the difference of when she's normal Sweet Blanca and when her mechanism is managing her, she would definitely say, I don't like that. How do I get rid of that? Let's get rid of it. And I will tell her, I know how, baby, because you showed me and you told me how to get rid of it. I just need her to see it. The difference on video. Because me telling her, I could tell her all day what I'm telling you. Oh, even what I said in the recording about, oh, you've asked me twice, did you feed Max? She fixed that. She made that a joke after we got back together. So well, so fun, so amazing, so cute. The first time, it's after she put the ring on. It was a couple of days later. This is one of the awesome stories I tell about her amazing, adorable Grace. She's so humble, beautifully humble. Her heart is so amazing. Compared to right now, she's not humble. She's very arrogant. She's puts on airs. Oh my God. She tells Shirley she's got for an engagement a diamond ring and a diamond necklace, and she's getting married in another country. Alexa, there's more to the story. Oh my God. It's not how she portrays it. Her mechanism puts on that air of that she's doing great by herself without Darren, and it's to basically right in my ribs or a punch in my nose. That's her mechanism's job, is to make Darren feel as bad as possible at any time. And she does it with such cruelty. She's cruel and ruthless, her mechanism. The things she's told Shirley, oh my God. She has never flouted, shown off anything materialistic. She's not materialistic. Right now she is very. Why? Ego. Low self-esteem. She needs to fill that cup. For her to go and send pictures, text pictures of her diamond ring that she got and her diamond necklace to friends, that's not her. Never has been. That's not humble Blanca. She's so humble about the patent. She's so proud of that. And so humble that the day I was down in our office, her insurance was here. 4 blocks down was both of our real estate office. I went and got the patent, came to her office at the insurance up the street, said, baby, we got the patent, and I paid for it. We got it paid for. That's pretty cool. She's like, she was busy. She goes, yeah, that's cool. And then I'm at her office and I'm texting the attorney. I told the attorney, hey, I need Blanca's name on the patent. I didn't ask. I had to be forceful and being nice. How hard is I need to get Blanca's name, because she's, if not her, I wouldn't have had the idea. She's every bit part of this. So the attorney texts me back and he says, done. Okay, got it. Her name's on the patent. So I go over and I tell Blanca, of course she's busy. I said, hey, we got your name on the patent, okay? She goes, aw. She's very cute. She goes, very humble. Oh my God. She goes, you didn't have to do that. Just being her nice self. And later I thought, wow, she's so humble. Oh my God. So the next day I took the text from the attorney and I showed it to her. I said, babe, your name is on the patent. And then she looked at it. She goes, so sincere, just a little level above humble. Sincere, thank you. She appreciated it so much. That's humble Blanca, not what she's doing now. It makes me sad how the bubble she's in. She doesn't ask him the right questions. There's more. You're going to be concerned. Of course I'm concerned, but I can't do anything about it. I've tried, Alexa. Oh my God. Yeah, I've never fought this hard in my life. The stuff that I've had to stand up to. Oh my God. Stuff I've had to go through. It's all in the videos. Please watch it, Alexa. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. Her divorce paper, being married or not, I don't even know if it's true. That's the thing about her I actually predicted she was going to get married twice because of her mechanism, because I know her mechanism. She was there. I saw the pictures of you and your mom with her. She's holding a beer. She's got her brown shirt on, her gold necklace, and her brown skirt. She's got a dark beard. I think it was in July. May. She was there in Mexico. And I told her, Alexa's not going to approve of him. I mean, she's not going to like him. Devin and Tyler's not going to like him. He's very transparent. He's not Me, I've had to tell him the things that we've communicated back and forth. It's all on there. I've had to tell him, dude, you're an embarrassment to men. It's pathetic. And Blanca can't see that. He's divorced. And she warned me about people. When we got back together, we talked about all that stuff. Blanca, what she's doing right now is the exact opposite advice she has given me. Strict details advice. You don't know what's going to happen with someone that's been divorced. A girl can steal your car keys and empty your apartment by the time you get home from work, or even poison you or drug you. Blanca's telling me all this stuff. After she told me, she goes, she held my hand. We were on the edge of the bed. She goes, Darren, we're made for each other. I go, I know, baby, I understand. She goes, there's not a person on this earth that's going to treat you better than I will. And she goes, Darren, there's not anyone on this earth that's going to treat me better than you. I said, I know, baby, I understand. So for me to put that out of my mind, scrub that from my heart, from my soul, from what she told me, that's her soul. That's Blanca. Not this silly stuff that she calls, it's her ego. Not Blanca's. Blanca doesn't have ego. Ego is the threat of humanity. It always has been. I've learned that. Ego is the cause of every problem on the planet. Oh, about Basque. I had a passenger. She said she's speaking Basque. There's maybe 2 million people that speak the language. It's also an area where your ancestry's from. So I was talking, and then all of a sudden, and I mentioned I got married in Mexico, and then she's asking me questions like everyone does. Everyone wants to know who my wife is. And I told Blanca in the recording, I said, Blanca, people always get to the point that they want to know who's am I married to. And I don't know why it always comes up, but everyone has to know. And I finally told her, I don't know why, Blanca, because they probably see me as a good guy, and they know I've got a special person behind the curtain, a special woman, a special wife. And they're right. So I have to tell them these very cool stories of how we met, how we are. She's got my Wisconsin accent and my lingo and my slang, and I'm told by people that I have passengers from Mexico that you have her accent from Mexico. I'm like, really? Wow. To the point of on a longer trips where I talk about her dad, and she's basically a princess. And there's another video, very fun, where these college kids, it's called Stockyards Fun on YouTube. Fun trip. Oh my God. So I just tell her that, because she asked the passenger, you've been married for how long? 34 years. Oh, she's must be a problem. I go, no, she's a princess. It's like normal, many guys would say. Oh, no, she's a doll, or she's a princess. And I just threw in there no, she's actually a princess. And then you should see the video. It's fun. Oh my God. And that's why I've been trying to get with her, Alexa. That's why I got in trouble with the police and why I was arrested, because I was there trying to convince her to go with me to pick up passengers, because she would have more fun than what my dad already thinks she has. My dad thinks she has fun every second of her life. That's how my dad thinks of her. My dad loves her. And he was a very happy father when I called from DFW at work and told him that I'm marrying Blanca. He was very happy, Daddy. Breaks my heart that it ended up to what it is today. My mom and dad, and her mom and dad are looking down in shame. I know it, Alexa. Her mom loved me. On her deathbed when I was there. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I gotta go. Again, I love you. I love your mom, Mara, everyone. I love my family. You're blood related. Never forget that. I'm always a phone call away, Alexa. If any time in the future you want to talk, just like we've said before, I'm always, you know where to get me, okay? If I never hear from you again, yeah, I'll be disappointed. I've seen you in 5 years anyway, so that's life. It's sad, it's tragic, but it's life. What can I do? But never forget, I love you. I love your mom, my family in Mexico. Very proud of everyone. I remember driving around on Saturday, I said, Blanca, can we seriously think about moving, living here, working here in Mexico? That's how much fun I had being with you guys, being there. And I said, Blanca, we can get our license with Century 21 here. And she said, yes, Darren, I'm going to look into it. It was that serious and that fun. Until the next day, it all just took a poop. Caca the next day. Muñeca, Nina. I love you. Big hug. I'm here ever. If you want to talk, if you have a complaint, if you want a friend, I'm your Tio. Okay? Never forget that. I'm the same person. Just from that recording, just kills me in everyone's eyes. Of course it does. That's the intent of letting everyone hear it. It's like a little poison pill. And when she does that, what that does, it makes it easy for her. Because she doesn't want to be like, oh, my husband and my ex-husband. She never wants to put that persona on or to look like that. She never wants to be a complainer. Nothing. You know that, I'm sure. So she doesn't have to, oh, my husband, he sucks. Like I hear from many people, my passengers, I hear the stupidest talk, oh my God, about exes, and talk so bad about their ex-husbands and their ex-wives. It's so, and that's how, Alexa, oh my God, I could, jeez, stuff I could tell you, God, just in the last year. That's life, okay? But Blanca, we're not supposed to treat each other like her mechanisms treating me. I've never been treated this bad in my life by any person on this planet more than she has. And it's not her. I've always known it. I don't blame her. I'll never get mad at her. Never get pissed at her. I sounded bad, yes. And I ask God forgiveness for how I sounded. I was just driven, like I told you that night, this second night when you first texted me. Very sad. You said, I'm very sad. Because I think you said like you thought of us as the definition of marriage. And now you don't. That broke my heart, Alexa, that you were so impacted by us. Anyways. Ask questions about your birthright, okay? You can have free medical, dental, for your life, for your children, your grandchildren, Alexa. For all of you, the Rey Boracotero, the whole tree down below you in the future. That's their birthright from Spain. Birthright. Remember that, okay? God-given right. Because who you are is very special. I'm going to tell you a little more. It might sound crazy. Get flight benefits too. Yeah, like I had with American Airlines from Spain. They support their bloodline, their family. Okay? And I do talk about that in the recordings. Take advantage. Claim your birthright, Alexa, okay? And convince your mom and Mara. And Polo, Terry too. Carlos and Renee. They deserve it. It's their right. Okay? I can't convince Devin and Tyler. Not at this time. And that's what I'm trying to do, is help them, fix them. Because Devin is not good. To me, he's just like you heard him when you and your mom were here. But Devin and Tyler, they would get the same benefits. It's so disturbing how they're not being taken advantage of. Because you probably don't know the story either. When Blanca was young, Mara's older, Spanish embassy knocked on Abuelita's door. My Abuelita. No, mi mama, sorry. I'm trying to keep that straight. Blanca always told me the story that the Spanish embassy knocked on the door. Her mom answered, Mara's there. The embassy basically said, you need to decide. You have dual citizenship. Decide Mexico or Spain. Mara convinced her mom, basically, F you, Spain. You invaded our country, and now we're speaking your language. Basically said, no, we're going We're going to be Mexican citizens, not Spain. Denounced her citizenship. You can get that back. You can regain, because not how just special you are, you're double special, Alexa. Because your great grand. I'm tired on. I can't focus on that. Blanca's mom and dad they're both royal Spanish blood. Most of the times what I've studied is it's different countries arranged marriages, but Spain, that's pretty cool. And I tell people, tell passengers this about how special people from Mexico are. They have maybe up to 3 royal blood lines in their person, in their body. And that makes a lot of people very happy. They're like, thank you, that's pretty cool. And I go, I know, and you're never taught that, are you, in school? It's so sad. Everyone that I talk to here, they feel so bad if I'm Mexican. Oh, I'm, because the culture here makes it put down. I stand up for every time someone says anything bad about Mexico or people from Mexico. I very nicely tell them, very proudly, how special people are from Mexico. And the people that I've had as pastor, I tell them those stories too, and they're so proud by the time they get out of my car. Like, thank you, man, that's pretty cool. I go, I know, right? You never taught that in school. Your parents don't even know. It's pretty sad. Oy, 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 oy. I gotta go, muñeca. My will is strong. Alexa, Blanca's life is written in stone, carved in stone. So is mine. How do I know that? She told me. Her words were made for each other. Who makes people for each other? Not Santa, not the Easter Bunny. Señor does. That's who makes people for each other. 33 years carved in stone. Her mechanism came along because of the car accident. Brought up her younger trauma. Jolted us off the path. Violently jolted us off the path. That's written in stone. We're intended to grow old together, Alexa. Blanca and I, your tia. I have faith, and I tell her that in the videos. It's going to be on my YouTube forever, because I want people to know my side of the story, what I saw, what I lived all these 2+ years. Most of it's beautiful. Her mechanism has broken my heart at least 100 times, especially since Mexico. Every time I thought I'm that close for us to being normal, the next day her mechanism jumps in, forgets how much fun we had the 2 days before, just kicks my ass. I was like, God, I thought we were there, and it didn't. Every time. Every week like clockwork. Devin even told her, it's just like clockwork, Mom. She's good for 2 days, and then her mechanism gets up. Oh, she's getting too comfortable with Darren. I have none of that. And jumps in. Then I don't hear from her for 4 or 5 days. And I remember always, oh, tomorrow. Thank you, I'm going to hear from Blanca. That's the point I got to. Tomorrow Blanca's going to call. Haven't heard nothing from her for 5 days. Broke my heart, but it feels so good because I know she'd call me the next day. And she did. Sometimes not. But to learn about friends, adult women, what her friend Gina did more damage, hurt to Blanca, to me, our family, than whatever happened in Mexico, than whatever happened when she was younger. Gina caused more damage. She caused all of this, started all this. To where I someday I want to just, why wouldn't I believe it's still possible for us to grow old together? It's happened before. She got back together. This is the 4th time this has happened to us, Alexa. And we've gotten past it the 3 times. This one's the biggest one. This one's kicking my ass. And it's gonna kick hers, Alexa. Yes, it is. It's not gonna work out. I explained it on the video. It's not gonna work. And I'm not me saying that. Many people. Because it's not her decisions. You're smart. I know you can probably wonder what I'm talking about. I'm just very concerned. And I never planned on making this video this long. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna go. Alexa, there's no use to telling her about this. You can tell her the videos are on my YouTube, but she won't watch them. She would, and I explained this also. If you watched them, understood what's really going on, and tell your mom, look at this. Listen. Does this make sense, Mom, what Darren's saying? Darren's point of view? And then your mom's gonna think, yeah. And then she's gonna be concerned. That's the only way. Because she needs support. She needs reassurance. The word reassurance. That's what stops her. That's why I called your mom after Mexico. And of course she had that recording of me, and your mom was very upset. And because I knew that. At that time I knew, and I told your mom, could you please help me, Alex? If Blanca knew it's okay with you, her family, if she decided to come back to me, that would help. And your mom said no. Yeah, I have all the texts. She was very upset at me. And she sent me that video, that recording, which at the time I never listened to it because I was there. I know what I said at the time. I never listened to it until November, 2 months ago, after I found out Mara let my brother hear it over the phone. Like, are you kidding me? Mara too? Everyone knows about this recording. That is never an issue. My God, it's kicking my butt. Now I can't even call Mara. Believe me, I've thought about doing it, but I don't want to be in jail for a year. I don't even think I should send this. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I haven't sent it to Alexa. I'm good. I'm afraid to even send this to you, Alexa. I don't know what you're going to say about this. And I'm thinking about it because I know you're very, very smart and have common sense. And I know how you feel about your favorite married couple. I guess I can say that. I know how you feel special about how Tia and I are as a couple. Yeah, if you watch the videos, listen to it, understand, maybe let your mom in on it, that would be you're smart. You would figure it out. Get the feel, read her, so to speak. Mom, you want to hear this side of the story? Kind of makes sense. And then, if I had your support and your mom's support or Mara's support, and then you guys could ask her questions that she would never tell you. Oh my God. You probably don't even know. No one knows that we had an awesome relationship from September of 23 to April of 24. Bet you guys never knew that. You never knew about the purse, the patent. You never knew about how special you are with Spain. She wouldn't tell you. Her mechanism is the opposite of her. She was thrilled about it when I told her, and one of the texts I said, baby, if I call the embassy tomorrow and I get good news, will you do something about it? Meaning, do something. Get the passports. Get the insurance that you deserve, that you have a birthright to. I asked her that, and she said, yes, I will, Darren, thank you. And then just in March, I finally kind of talked about the purse, the patent. She was very listening about, wow, really? And that was at Sam's before her mechanism kicked in. She was amazing at Sam's until she wasn't, until her mechanism. I was telling her the new news about the patent and the purse. The first time she saw the pictures, she didn't want to see the pictures, the photos. They're on my Facebook. Getting a lot of good response from it. Why not in my mind? I still think we're going to be together. Alexa, we're so in more ways than one so infinitely connected, entangled. She has a gift. She actually has two gifts. I talk about it in there. Blanca's a very special person. She has no idea how special she is. And I've been trying to tell her that. But it never comes up when it could, and then no, and then because I have to always be, don't go there. Make it look simple, make it fun. Which is not reality. That's not real. Maybe I made a mistake on taking that. I didn't know she had a mechanism until about last April. That's when I started putting the pieces together. Never knew she had a mechanism, or that's what it was. And there's so many cool stories that you don't know. You'd be very thrilled to hear about us. I'm very proud. And it's so sad that right now, the current situation, it just... Alexa, right now, as I'm talking, she's stuck in such a bubble. Meaning, if I would right now, bump into her, another opposite, before Mexico, I better stop. I already said that in the recording. Another opposite of how she is with her mechanism. Everything, if you watch it, Alexa, watch the videos, listen. And then maybe listen to them again when you get a chance. You're gonna really like our story. You're really gonna appreciate who you always thought we were, which is beautiful, Alexa. How you had us in your mind. That was pretty. I like the way you think, is what I'm saying. And that hurt your idea of us. And the institution of marriage really kicked my butt when you told me that. I was devastated. But yeah, listen to him. And Blanca's told Shirley, our manager, that Shirley goes, yeah, she thinks she says Darren's telling everyone that she's crazy. I go, what? I never ever said that. Oh my God. I have never said a negative word about her to other people. That recording is the worst it's ever gotten. I've never been like that before or since. And I explain why I got to that point. It all makes sense, Alexa. Explain gun day, everything, to why her mechanism is so against me, to right this day. But she wouldn't be that to my face. She could not tell me face to face. She has no reason. To this day, I don't know why we're divorced. She never explained it to me. That's one of the other skills of her mechanism. Her mechanism has very many skills because that's her job, is to have skills of deflecting, avoidance. Now, recently, since April, has learned skills to where she resorts to lying. That's against her core. Her essence, her body, her pride. Lying, she doesn't do that. Her mechanism does. It's on video, the security cameras. And if she could just see those security videos, oh my God, it would change her life. And it would change mine for the better. Because Alexa, the path she's on right now, it's not going to work out. My manager, Shirley, I asked her to help. She goes, no, Darren, let her fall. She's gonna have to pay for a third divorce, Darren, because I see that it's not gonna work out. Shirley wants Blanca to feel real pain from a real divorce, not the mamby-pamby, silly divorces, one divorce that we had. I wasn't never yelled at her, never cussed at her, never. That recording was the rarity. Never happened before or after. And man, I'm paying the price for that recording. Holy crap. Oh my God, I'm paying the price. I gotta go. Alexa, I know you're awesome. I know you're doing good. I pray. I ask God to keep you safe. I talk about God too. You're gonna like watching the videos, listening to what I have to explain and talk about. We're a very special couple, Alexa. Tia and I are. God knows it. He's not happy right now with what's going on with her. I know it. And I ask him to give her a hug every night. To tell her she's okay, she's awesome. Say, honey. I ask God, Blanca goes, hey, how cute. Hey. I ask God to give her that, nudge her. And I pray for you and my family in Mexico. It really disturbs me how it has been, how it's better than not and better than not. All because of her mechanism. So disturbing. But I can fix it. I know how to. Because she showed me how to. And about Trump being president. Oh my God. How she's gonna avoid. I tell people ask me, so why are you divorced? The few times I do not brag about that. I don't tell anyone that I'm divorced. I always told Blanca, you don't want to have the divorce word connected to your name. It's not something to be proud of. It means one of you failed. One of the people in the marriage failed. Neither of us failed each other, baby. People sometimes they ask me, so why are you divorced? I don't know. I don't know why I'm divorced. She never told me. Neither of us cheated on each other. There was no alcohol or drugs involved. We didn't beat each other. Nothing. But yeah, I'm divorced. And yeah, she's getting married to some other guy she doesn't know in another country. And she went and found him a house as a realtor before. Went and got a commission on it. Closed on the house and then moved in with the guy, her client. And she lied about that to our manager, Shirley. She didn't tell Shirley that. She didn't have to, of course. She told Shirley, oh, because it's a stable relationship and he has a job and he has retirement benefits. I go, are you kidding me, Shirley? Stable? We were 10 times that, Blanca, before Mexico. We had the patent. We were closing the house. The only thing not stable was, now that we know, was your mechanism. But her mechanism is the boss now. Sounds silly. I can prove it. And I explain it in the videos. His retirement benefits? Oh my God. I told our neighbor that, knows Blanca very well. She goes, I deleted Blanca's number and I blocked her number because she's tired of Blanca calling her and telling her stuff that she doesn't believe. Kind of the opposite of what Gina, in extreme, because Gina lied about me, threw me under the bus, told her the opposite of what I asked Gina to do, to be her best friend. Oh my God, are you kidding me? So if my advice to Gina, if we were to ever get all of her girlfriends in a room, playing cards, whatever, to talk about it, you're all adult friends, you're women. If a husband or a boyfriend comes to you and says, there's a problem with Blanca or Gina or my wife, do not throw the husband or the boyfriend under the bus. Help. Offer to help. Don't try to be the bestie of your friend. That's greedy. It's childish. Don't do that. Help. That's what I want them to all know. Because I told my brother this, and he goes, why did Gina throw you under the bus? He goes, that's bullshit. I go, I know, right? It's childish. That's ego. Low self-esteem on Gina's part. Oh my God. Alexa, have fun watching the videos, okay? You're gonna have fun. You're gonna like it. Okay? I miss you. I wish I could see you guys again in Mexico. Hopefully someday. I'm going to give you all a huge hug. And enjoy just like the Friday and Saturday I was there. I enjoyed being with you guys so much. My God. And then it all turned the opposite direction. Sunday. Nothing made sense on Sunday. Oh my God. I knew she was in a bubble. That's why I jumped out of the car. I had to get her to shake her. And I asked her, it worked. And she got out of the car, she came towards me. She was focused. She was, Darren, what's wrong? Let's go over here and talk. It's like ringing a bell. She woke up. She was present in the time. Her bubble, that's part of her gift. She has a gift. It's in this. I'm not going to say that again. It's in the video. She's a very special person, Alexa. But why I jumped out of the car, it worked. It made her mechanism and she was herself the time you guys came and rescued me. At the time, I just felt I was delusional. Oh my God, I was so delusional. My phone wouldn't work. You don't know all that. And that was an adventure, that day in Mexico. I was in a cartel squad car. It's not me saying that, Edith told me that. I wish I could tell you the cool stuff. Oh my God. A lot of it's in the YouTube videos. Watch them. Enjoy, okay, Alexa? Tell Blanca they're there. Try, I guess, if you want. I don't think she will. It's only gonna work if she has reassurance. I've already talked about it. You know what I'm talking about. If you understand what I'm saying, and your mom, at least two of you, then, example, and I explained this. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. For example, if I came to Mexico, or vice versa, I got you understood what I was saying. Makes perfect sense to you. You totally get it. And Mara or Alex, or both of them, all three of you, totally get what I'm saying. Makes sense. Blanca doesn't know I'm there in the room. You invite her or call her in, and she walks in, and if she sits there, walks in the room, and there's Mara, Alex, and Alexa, and Darren. Why is Darren there? Why are they all so comfortable with Darren? they agree with Darren, you would see her, you would witness the most unbelievable thing you could imagine. She would be beside herself, literally. Her mechanism would whoosh, and her mechanism would say, I got nothing. They're all understanding Darren. I'm out of here. Bye-bye mechanism. That's how the only way it'll work. Another way, another trauma. It's very sad. Another trauma. Her mechanism has her living in fear, like a scared little girl. Why do I say that? She got a door ding. Some other lady sideswiped her car. Got a little dent in the side. I could have fixed it myself if we had our house in the garage, but I don't. We spent weeks and weeks and weeks working with the other insurance company to get that fixed. She was awesome. Very in the moment, focused. We sat on the curb where the accident was. We went back to the scene where she had the accident. And she's explained, I got it on video. She was explaining, oh, the car came from here. And then she had a paper and she sat down on the curb and I sat down next to her. And she was scribbling lines on a paper for the streets, and then the lines in the street and the street lights and the car turning this way. She was sketching this, and I thought, looking at it, and I'm like, you're an artist. You can do, I just thought to myself, you can do better than that. And I didn't say anything. I just watched her. And all of a sudden she takes the eraser, she goes, and then I saw she was so focused. Just going, just doing the lines. And she was like, her mind was just free flow. She did the lines perfectly and it made sense here and here and here and here. It was perfect. I'm like, that's the Blanca I know. Oh my God. After all that, then Gina happened in April. So then in like July, Shirley tells me, oh, Blanca was traumatized by the Kia. What? Really? She wasn't with me? She was awesome. None of it makes sense. Everything that she does, Alexa, her decisions at the office that she does with Shirley, with me, Shirley is Shirley doesn't understand a single thing she does. She's very hurt by Blanca also. Very hurt by her. She's the one that says, let her feel real pain from a real divorce, Darren. That'll wake her up. Her mechanism has her in hiding. Lying, avoiding. She won't go. That's why she went to another country. Supposedly. I don't even think she's married. Tell you the truth, it wouldn't surprise me if she's not married right now. When she was in Mexico, I came to the office, told Shirley, Yeah, I know she's in Mexico. She goes, oh yeah, she is. I said, okay. I said, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. The next thing I hear is that she's marrying someone in Mexico. Something that we'll have to get through and figure it out to undo it, because at that time she couldn't get married in Mexico because we'd have to divorce me from Mexico, Mexican law. So I thought it didn't bother me then. But there was another time I predicted, jokingly, she's going to be married. That's how predictable her mechanism is. When I can see it, I know exactly what it will do. I know exactly the decisions it'll do, how it'll talk. Many times it surprises me. The Walmart security video, you would be amazed, Alexa. And so would Blanca. She would be, oh my God. I was amazed on what I saw, and I explained that in the videos. The trauma, the PTSD mechanism is no joke. It's nothing to laugh at. Nothing to like, that's silly, or that's bullshit. That's great. No. It's some powerful shit. Sorry for my language. I don't cuss anymore. I don't swear anymore. Unless I'm with my passengers, if I have to be cool. I just hope you hear me, see me, Alexa. I never treated Tia bad, never. That recording, oh my God. Makes me sound like I have been, never. And I even explained, maybe I was traumatized. That's why I sounded so bad. I could say that. That's an easy way out. Explanation of why I sounded so bad. I'm gonna say no. It's basically like I told you that night that you first texted me. I said, Alexita, we're just going through some strange times. It's gonna be okay. And when I sent you that video of Pearl Jam, oh my God, that got blown out of proportion. The song said, that's okay, that's okay. We've all seen better days. The lyrics were so cool and so relatable to what was going on. That's why I sent you the video. And then, oh, you loved it. Oh my God. Again, we were just in a weird situation, a weird few days. I was in a weird state of mind. And I explained that, why I was that way. And you'll understand. Your mom knows everything about the jumping out of the Trailblazer. To where she, for 3 days, I'm going to tell you, just so, she got her mechanism kicked in. I was helping her with a real estate client, Spanish speaking. And we were on the way to Sam's, and she would tell me, oh, but now this happened yesterday, and then this happened. And I'm her mentor, and like, I'm the senior realtor, more years experience. Listening to her, so I'm talking out loud. Okay, so then I have to call that person, or help you, or a team, and then we have to call them to make that happen, what you just told me. So she took what I was saying a different way, to where maybe she felt stupid. Her mechanism jumped in. Got to Sam's, jumped out of the Trailblazer, slammed the door. She goes, "I'm so tired of you." And then for 2 days, your mom was helping us with it. To her, like on the third day, her mechanism has to win the argument. That's his job, right? Protect her, make Blanca look good, save her from embarrassment, to where she just has to win the argument. So one morning we're helping each other make the bed, and she goes to me, she goes, "I'm so glad we didn't have girls." I go, "What? Other than having 2 sons? Where'd that come from?" That's how unrelatable it is. She just had to get something to dig at me to win the argument. And then on our, 2 years later, on our 30th anniversary, I had to remind her. I said, "Blanca, this is what you told me one time," because I didn't know she had a mechanism back then. And when I told her that's what she said, Blanca goes, "Oh, I said that?" I'm like, "Yeah, baby, you did. It's okay." She was horrified, reminding her that's what she told me one time. Something so not even relatable turned into something so different, nonsensical. It's her mechanism. And that's what I was talking about in the recording. And about being an innocent, don't be an innocent, bitch. Her mechanism's not very innocent, Alexa. Seen it. Dale's seen it. Editha's seen it. And that was part of the conversation in the recording. I was there in Florida. Blanca and I were in the back seat. We're in Florida. Dale and Edith. Dale was driving. I was behind Edith. No. Blanca was behind Edith. Dale and them two were talking in Spanish. I'm looking around. All of a sudden, I see my brother turn towards Blanca, nose scrunched up, kind of goes to Blanca. He goes, "That's not what you just said." He's like very confused and was that annoyed, and told that to Blanca. Blanca goes, "I swear to God." Blanca goes, "I'm not your fucking wife. You cannot talk to me like that." And I'm looking over at Edith because she's right there and Blanca's right here. I'm like, "Your best friend, she's gonna take that how good?" Oh, no expression at all. I'm like, holy shit. And where did you learn to talk like that? Oh my God. And then I told her that's what and in the recording she goes, "I didn't say the F word." "You did, baby." And she's done it another time, which I told him to talk about in the videos. Alexa, this is all her mechanism. If she doesn't get rid of it, I'm concerned of her future and mine. It's not gonna go good, Alexa, with this guy. I know this guy. I meet people like this every day. I have shaken his hand out of respect to Blanca. respect that she's gonna, because we were legally divorced officially. She had the paper. I still don't have a document. Well, totally different story. There's nothing online of any government documents saying that we're divorced in the United States, let alone Mexico. We can't get divorced in Mexico. We don't qualify. We'd either have to be a resident, either one of us, or a citizen. Neither of us are. We can't get, we're undivorceable in Mexico. Anyways. Jesus, 3 hours of recording. I gotta go, Nina. Good night. I hope you're good. I hope you understand me. I hope you don't hate me. There's no reason. Blanca doesn't have a reason. She doesn't hate me. She's told me every time. It's her mechanism is my nemesis. That's how it works with trauma, PTSD. But no one seems to care about Blanca. Rosa doesn't. Edith doesn't. They're on her side, protecting her to be her bestie. And now Mara. All my brothers are against me. Dan has heard the recording. If my parents were alive, I'm sure they would have heard the recording by now. Little poison pill. I explained that. It's called mutual destruction. All this time, I thought it would never happen to us because we have God and we have common sense. We would never do that to each other. But her mechanism is doing exactly that, trying to destroy me. And when it doesn't work out with this guy, Larry, he's gonna try to destroy her. And then her mechanism is gonna kick in. And her mechanism never makes sense. If she doesn't have reassurance or support, and it's just by herself and her mechanism, he's going to destroy her. He's going to protect, even lie, to protect his retirement benefits that she's going to try to claim that she thinks she's going to get, but she doesn't get them. Those are already signed off from his previous marriage, his divorce. It's not going to go good for her, Alexa. I'm going to go. I dream of being in Mexico sometime soon with Blanca. There's no reason why I think it shouldn't be possible. She came back to me the first time, even after that dumb recording. I have faith. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, I gotta go. Alexa. Alexita. You precious, 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 precious person. You're awesome. Okay, good night.